Welcome to Audiogyan with Kedar Nimkar, a podcast that documents insightful conversations with Indian designers, artists, musicians, writers, thinkers, and creatives of all types. Catch us on iTunes or visit audiogyan.com for more Gyan sessions. Here's your host, Kedar Nimkar.
Today I have Professor Gaur Gopal Ray with us on Audiogyan. Professor Ray has been faculty member at the Industrial Design Center since December 1979. He served as a head of department at IDC from 2009 to 2013. He is also associated professor of the Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering, IITB. Obtained his MSc and PhD degrees in Physiology with specialization in areas of ergonomics from University of Calcutta. Professor Ray has been honored with UNDP Fellowship 1981 and Professor J.N.Maitra Memorial Gold Medal Award 1998. He was the honorary president and founding member of Indian Society of Ergonomics, as well as was the chairman of Bureau of Indian Standards PGD Section 15 Ergonomics, and is a member of IDC Committee of IEA. It's a real honor to have you on Audiogyan. Thank you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Kedar. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really nice to have the opportunity, to tell something about ergonomics in design.
Sure.
And I think it's very important, and we should spread the message. What is ergonomics and why it is necessary in design?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So you have set the context here, and you work in multiple areas of ergonomics, like products, workstations, or automobile. Can you please again set the context by telling us what is ergonomics for a layman and how is it related to design?
Okay. I think I'll start from this word called design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first question comes to us, anybody, why we need to design. Definitely we need to design something for improvement, in as against the current context. There is something there, and we feel that there is something shortfall, and we need to improvise that.
Correct.
And this improvisation may be through the product, maybe through the work environment and everything. We don't know.
Yeah.
But when I look for any improvement as an ergonomist, I try to see in a holistic way.
Okay.
That you look at the product under certain context. Develop a product under certain context. Design is always contextual. Okay. If I design a door specifically for Bengalis who are of mid-range or little bit shorter height, it's not okay for the people from Haryana or Chandigarh because they are the taller people.
Correct.
So I need to have some kind of flexibility in the whole design process, and I need to have some kind of optimization in the process so that everybody can use it. So this use is, we try to make the whole use in terms of more people can use it, the population can use it better, and in the context of the work environment, in certain work environment.
Where people spend majority of
time. Where people are spending majority. Correct, absolutely correct. But when I talk about the people, now people have so many limitations or so many variations within themselves.
Yeah.
These variations are dimensional variations. These variations are related to his physiological work capacity, related to his biomechanical limitations, how to move the joints and all, related to his psychological limitations.
Correct.
Okay, and all these facets, what I told about 4 facets, they're related to, again, the gender, related to your age, related to your cultural context, in what society you have been brought up,
Okay.
No, they all are the external influencing factor, especially your society is the external influencing factor on you, no, which dictates you on how to behave. Actually, the science started with the problem of high-tech technology, like aircraft design in the World War II, when it has been observed that though the technology was so good that time, but about 80% of the air crash happened due to wrong understanding of human behavior in the design process. Okay, so it was actually designed by the top-end engineers that time, aircraft technologies, but they use a control, no, which goes against the natural behavioral phenomena of people.
Okay.
And they tried to make it in terms of engineering aspect so that it is okay from engineering viewpoint of operation, rather than the human operation, how human psychology behaves, behavior part.
Correct.
And that's where most of the aircraft crash, they have been identified that in that particular condition, when you are on the enemy side or somewhere, no, you are working on a high speed, you are working on 4G or 5G kind of condition, you can't see anything, only you can feel.
Correct.
And at that point, you actually execute yourself with your natural phenomena, natural instinct. And that natural phenomena, what actually comes from your societal development, right from your childhood, it has been put to you. So you behave in a different way, and that becomes a conflict to the engineering design and the aircraft crash, majority of the aircraft crash. And that's the starting point, look, of the design process, that look, if I want to design something, I first have to look at who are the user. So it must be user-centered. And that's how today the whole context of ergonomics is coming up, that can I design the whole thing based on the user and the user profile? That is what ergonomics is looking at today.
Yeah, user profile in a more physical sense.
More absolutely in physical sense, because the whole design thing is a physical object. It's a physical object.
Correct.
So I cannot violate the physical identity or physical aspect of the user. Okay, so I must include that thing. So if I want to design something, I must think about what I'm going to design, and next for whom I am going to design, and what are the limitations.
And in what context the
Then,
user is.
yeah, the context is obviously. So we think about the environment. Now that word environment is a very broad term to us.
Correct.
It can be the physical environment, it can be psychological environment, you know. That together they are keeping me the whole work environment, in what context I am going to use it. You know. So what I am designing today, the graphics for Indian context, you know, it is not valid for the Western context. I cannot put probably that graphics in the airport lounge because you have the international people coming.
Correct.
They cannot make a sense out of that. No? So it is always contextual. Design is always contextual. You cannot say that this design is the optimum design globally. Not possible. It has its own limitation, and that has to be worked out, that what is the boundary of the design, under which context I am working, and look at those people who are user in that context and design that thing.
So how can things be then ergonomically designed for mass, since it's like a very niche or like very selected audience?
Yeah.
Then can physical objects or products be designed ergonomically for mass use?
Now, let me give you the definition of ergonomics, what to mean, how this word
please.
came up. So, in 1949, the people sat together, and in that meeting, there are people from all the disciplines.
Okay.
Okay, there are the physiologists, there are the biomechanics people, there are the anatomists, there were the engineering people, There were even the people from management, finance, they all were there sitting together and trying to find out why those aircraft failed.
Okay.
Later on, after understanding the whole gamut that yes, there is something related to the human being, and the design didn't look at that part. And then after that they come up with a definition that the term ergonomics, erg and nomos, 2 words combination, because it is happening in Europe. Erg is the unit of work and nomos is the laws. So they tried to make some kind of norms. That's how the ergonomics came up, which actually meaning that you design something, develop something which is safe. Safety is the first object in the process. Safe, and it is also productive. Okay, it has to be productive in that sense, based on the human limitation and reduction in the human energy. Okay. That's what the definition came up. Okay, I didn't give you the exact true wordings, but this is what the essence is. Now, in that context, we try to see that a product is working under certain environment. So that's how we try to look at in ergonomics, that what is the context and how the product should be oriented in that context for those kind of people. Okay. Anything you try to design, first you have to set the context and first have to say to the user.
Correct.
Now, you cannot design anything, even if you look at a picture, or paintings. There is a context. Somebody is setting up the context, where it is going to be used. So that context maybe one of the contexts maybe he's trying to express his own idea, in the classic art form and anything. But how people are going to get it, that is where the whole catch is going on. I painted something, but how others are trying to interpret, that is the whole catch going on. But that's the psychological aspect. But physically this product is going to be displayed somewhere.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
What will be that conditions? Who are the visitors coming there? How much lighting you want? At what distance you should keep it? At what height you should keep it? What should be the size of the easel or something like that? I'm just giving you one example in terms of art and artism, and that's how the museums are going to design, how the flow of the people will come, how it should be arranged properly.
What should be the color of the wall?
What should be the color of the wall, background, foreground relationship. Yeah. Take it outside, how the roads are, how the peoples are behaving on the road, who are the peoples, what kind of facilities I need there for my visitors, how the ticket counter should be, or if you look at that entire gamut, is trying to look at addressing the people. So once, that means you cannot design anything without understanding the behavior of the people, their limitations and everything. So ergonomics in nutshell is other side of the coin. You cannot think of a coin just on one side called design. The coin will have two sides. Ergonomics is also there. So ergonomics and design together fulfill that coin called design. That's what it is.
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay.
It just like sets perspective for a lot of things. Yeah.
Oh yes, everything. Whatever you want to design, it needs first the understanding of the people, the human being and everything, and then how to go ahead, how to modify it.
Correct.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, so coming back to the question which I was curious about is that if can things be ergonomically designed for masses? So because I'll set the context, what as per my reading and understanding, say a chair has to be ergonomically designed, right? So it is crafted in such a way that it will satisfy a certain set of people with this much height, this much weight, or this much length of legs, or things like that. But now that cannot be manufactured at mass, right? Or can it be?
Yeah, it can be. The entire chair design thing, gamut has totally changed now. First thing I should tell you on the chair design context, if you really want to have a good ergonomic chair, it has to be crafted for you.
Correct.
And you carry that chair throughout wherever you are going and you use it. That is the best chair for you.
Correct. But then how can this be mass manufactured?
Possible.
Yeah.
But that's not possible.
Correct.
I cannot go carry my chair. I have to use the chair on the spot, whatever is there.
Yes.
That means I have to adjust myself to certain way in that chair, or the chair has to adjust itself
Correct.
to fit into me.
Right.
And that's what the things coming in. So what we do actually here, we try to look at optimization.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Some way of optimization we try to look at so that I can fit the majority of the population. Now, I am giving one example, the seat pan. Now, seat pan has two different dimensions, minimum. One is the depth of the seat pan, other one is the width of the seat pan.
Correct.
Now, if I want to take the width of the seat pan, what should be the dimension of the seat pan? So obviously, if I want to go for fit everybody, then I must have a seat pan width where the maximum buttock size can fit in.
Correct.
So that even the shortest buttock can fit in.
Correct.
And that's the modality we try to look at, that for whom I should fill the dimension in that whole population. So ergonomics looks at the whole population dimension and try to see that for whom I should optimize, make that design so that others can use it. Yeah, I'm telling you, all designs are compromised. Okay?
Yeah.
All designs are compromised. The very tricky problem is the curvature of the back.
Correct.
Your back curvature and my back curvature are totally different.
Correct.
So what we are trying to do today, we try to optimize the back curvature, certain thumb rules we apply, and based on that we optimize. But it will never fit you. So the best way for using your office chair, you have a small pillow along with you, keep it there on your chair and fix it there as per your requirement. But we have optimized it based on the population profile, so that to certain way it is supporting your back. Design is optimization. We optimize it to certain way and try to see how to optimize it so that maximum people can be benefited out of that design. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking aloud here, and so XL, L, small, medium, these sizes are also part of that only?
It's a part of that. Even in the chair design today, the whole gamut has been changed. There are 4 ranges of chairs. The top end players in the chair design today, if you go to buy, first question they will ask, who are the user?
Correct.
And they will take your body height, body weight. Okay, are you the user? Then sir, this is the category A for you because you fall in the top height level, and this is the best profile for you, they will give you. If my wife is going there who is short, they will take that category. For madam, category C may be better, or for your child, category D may be better. So now they are adjusting it, making. Otherwise, you can do lots of adjustability in the chair, and that's too expensive. Yeah. You can make all kind of adjustability, and the chair will come something around 10 lakhs beyond. One chair cost, nobody can afford it.
Okay. I'd seen one brilliant talk. I don't remember the name of the person, but he has been designing chair for almost 9 years, just one chair.
Okay.
It's ergonomically perfect. It's like for a particular user which he had thought of.
Yeah, I cannot say that it is ergonomically perfect for everybody. No way possible. Then I have to make for the individual. I will do for a smaller range, and then also it is compromising. Yeah, correct. It's compromising.
Cool. Sir, can you tell us any one particular case study done in IDC or in your career overall where you've designed something like ergonomic to a certain compromise level, but it has helped a lot of people in Mumbai or in the city in general.
See, all our daily projects and daily routine kind of stuff, they all are all compromise design. I am connected with all these furniture design groups and there, so I just suggest them how to do the compromisation. They do that. I'm not that much interested working in those areas. They are regular. No, our students are there. They can do that. There are the people who can do it. But I'm more interested. My passion is to work in the area of people who are really physically challenged, or go to the people who are at the bottom of the society. I work in those two areas. So currently I have a big project on for the brick making workers in India. More than 15 million workers migrating thousands of kilometers going to another part of India, and they are making bricks under this scorching sun. Brick making is only possible during the winter and the summer, high summer. So they work something around 8 months, 6 to 8 months they work for their whole earning of the year. That totally from the poverty, down the poverty, below poverty level people, they are coming, migrating. See the problem here. First problem comes is the language, because these people are coming from Bihar, or Andhra, or Odisha, or Bengal. These are the people who are migrating because of the poverty and going to work somewhere in Gujarat, Punjab, Kerala. That is the area they are going to work.
Correct.
Language is a big problem there. Correct. You don't know what your management is telling and what you are telling. So there are the middlemen, and that's where the whole game goes. How the middleman plays with all this people. Yeah. So can I design something as a communication interpreter which can immediately communicate? This is a big project where the science and technology should emphasize something low cost, device, something which can immediately interpret from one language to another language. I am taking a contest of migration, but you just think about my friend who is from Kerala. His mom wants to talk me, and I know the family very much. We are very closely related, but his mom cannot talk me. She needs the help of his son to communicate with me. Why it is like that? 24 major languages. We are rich, we are so rich in languages. Why today with the technology I cannot have auto converter, and the system should understand who am I, because the system has my all details, phone number, all my details are there, which language I speak, all the details are there. On the other side, the same thing is there. So why the system cannot automatically select a converter and bridge the gap?
Correct.
You need a technology intervention there. Yeah. And that's where the ergonomics comes in. Why you cannot do it? So what kind of information system should go, how to do that? This is just a thinking process, and that's what the ergonomics thinks in system design process. So we try to give what kind of input is coming on one side and what kind of output I need to have. We define those two things. Now developing in between the process is the job of the technical people.
Correct.
That's your job. You help me. But I need these two ends. And that is what ergonomics tries to identify. Now, coming back to the context of the bottom of the pyramid, today, all the brick making, if you see, they squat on the floor, and do the molding. One brick, raw brick, along with the mold, is weighing 5 kg minimum. His daily output, his wages is based on 1100 bricks a day. Now 1100 bricks a day, just take 1000 bricks into 5 kg means 5000 kg load he is handling a day. in that squatting posture under scorching sun. Can you imagine what is going to happen these people?
So much injury and like wear and tear.
They cannot work. No? After 4 years, 5 years, they all will get washed out. It is not that I have 15 million people who are under poverty and I should misuse them. I have to protect them.
Correct.
Okay? Because they are human beings and they are coming for my benefit. As a management, I am using them to get my benefit, bread and butter. So why I should not look at them? Nobody has gone so far. There are lots of machineries, automated machineries has been developed parallelly in this brick molding area. Those machineries are high cost machineries. Common middle level management cannot afford it.
Correct.
Number two is the output from those machineries. One brick costs you about 24 rupees.
Okay.
And if you look at the traditional bricks what they're making, it costs you 4 rupees. So the brick coming out from the high-tech machineries are not selling, they're just lying there. Because they cannot sell it in India, they are looking for the abroad. So what can I do for saving these people? So we are working here for last 3 years almost we are working. I have done a massive projects in this area. We have done for last 3 years study throughout India and tried to pin down that where we should give the thrust one by one, how to change the work pattern and work posture. So first thing came up about the molders. They are the most vulnerable people in this whole process. So instead of squatting on floor, can I make a standing and sitting kind of operation? So we have changed the whole work posture in terms of standing and sitting, and we have gone to the field to get their feedback, and it has been accepted by those workers. Now we are going for final design of the whole workstation, and it has got lots of ancillary things because I am going to change the whole system now.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I should have a molding. So instead of 2 people making the bricks, okay. So if you look at 1100 bricks per day, my study says that no man can do it. It's so impossible. So a man. Our study in Gujarat suggests that a young man, can deliver a bricks maximum 800 per day.
Okay.
At the cost of 10 hours working.
That too stretching his limits.
Stretching, it's beyond his limitation. Okay, 10 hours working. So he cannot give, that means he is going to be ill paid. So he is compelled to engage his wife for another 600 bricks or 500 bricks. The lady can give 500 bricks a day. So they are compelled now to go like that. And that is what the middle management does. They catch the young couple. They don't go for individual. No, getting the couple together, you are going to have a benefit in that way, and they cannot run away also so easily.
Correct.
Okay, so whole game is there, in this whole plan. So fortunately, I got a very good brick-in owners who is really looking at understanding the problem and supporting us to do all these things. So we have done lots of design changes and we're going and testing there. That's one area I am working. Another area I feel really happy to work in the area of people with disability. So I have worked 2 major areas in people with disability. One is the blind. How I can make the design better for the blind. That is one. One of my very, I will say, good project was designing LPG gas stove for cooking purpose, and that's for the blind. Okay, it came up that one of my students' mother was blind. Okay, and every day madam has to go through lots of injuries, burning and everything because she's a very good cook. She's a born blind, but she's a very good cook. Okay, And that triggers us about doing something for them. Can I develop a stove for these people, this group of people? Okay, and there is a high percentage of blind population in India. So we looked at that, then we developed the special stove for the blind. But when ultimately we came up, towards ending of the project, then we see that this is not a special for them. This is also required for the common housewife. The same features are required for the common housewives. Okay. Now your gas stove is on. You are cooking milk, and milk just goes overflows, and it extinguishes your flame.
Correct.
Now the gas is on. Okay. Now this is a common problem to every house.
Correct.
Whether you are cooking milk or dal or anything, this is a common problem. The gas is on. So how do you control it? Okay. That feature we added there. So moment it extinguishes the flame, there is a temperature sensor. It will immediately sense the temperature and it will give you the buzzer. And there are two separate buzzer tone has been set for two different burners. So you know that which buzzer burner has a problem. You can come and immediately fix it as an housewife. But the blind has got another big problem, that how to ignite the stove. Because common matchstick or common electronic long handle lighters, they are not suitable for them. So we initially purchased the auto igniters from the market.
Correct.
But the cost is so high that nobody can afford it. So we had to go back to some of our Indian players who makes only the igniters in Bombay. Fortunately, they helped me a lot, and at a very low cost, they gave me something around 20 rupees a pair of igniter.
Oh, nice.
They really became very generous.
And traditionally, how much it would cost?
Normally, one igniter, it costs something around 40 to 50 rupees.
Oh, okay.
Medium quality.
Yeah, so
I'm not. So it's going not half. It is 1/4 because they're giving a pair.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving a pair to me. Okay. So they said, yeah, we'll do it for the society, and they came forward. So I developed the manufacturing people who can do it for me. I also developed my technology for the flame failure and all. Putting them together, I developed a stove. Now this stove has got lots of other features, so which protects the blinds from any kind of burning problems and issues. One of the biggest problem in the stove is, you will see all the stove has got on the top 4 tongs.
Correct.
4 members are there to keep the vessels. That's a very dangerous proposition. Okay, because if you have a vessel with a long handle, and if the handle is in the middle of these 2 tongs, there is every chance that the vessel can topple. Balancing problem. So we came up with a 5 tongs, 5 prong, 5 prong on the top holder, utensil holder, and also there are lots of ancillary things we developed to give the blind about the spatial information in the whole stove where the blind is now. So lots of spatial information by tactile phenomena has been introduced to them, so that they themselves can dismantle the stove, clean the stove, all the components, and they themselves can fix it. It just requires me 10 minutes, small training to them, and they're fantastic.
Wow.
They can work very easily.
Wow.
It was sponsored finally by the Department of Science and Technology, and we gave the whole design to DST for giving it to the manufacturers and all. But I don't know what happened finally. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. I think it's really interesting, and also I am personally got sensitive to this part. And
the same thing, we did lots of works with cerebral palsy children. And one of my colleagues is there, Professor Atavankar, Uday Atavankar. His background is more towards the psychology part, And me and Professor Uday Atavankar worked together. So many products we developed for the cerebral palsy children.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a cerebral palsy kid at the age of 7 years. The child doesn't know how to walk. Okay. So we developed a product in such a way that we compel the child to learn walking. Okay. And within 7 days, the child could walk. And his mom was so happy. This was totally based on a physiological phenomena. Okay, we did it. Later on, I have patented recently one major, therapy units for the cerebral palsy children, and it has been bought from IIT, okay, by one of the giant company. I forgot the name now. Recently, they are using. Okay. It has been patented. It is based on ear, stimulating the ear. Inside ear, there is an apparatus called vestibular, which makes the balancing of the body. So if I can stimulate that particular portion of the ear, I can train all those cerebral palsy children for balancing themselves, walking themselves, and so that they can do by themselves the work. Now this has to be done as early as possible. Maybe from the first year of the baby, start stimulating them. And we have seen that our test result shows that the amount of effect you get by the conventional process of therapy in about 6 months, 5 to 6 months, amount the effect, my product gives that effect within 1.5 to 2 months. So I can reduce the therapy timeline. I can reduce it there. So this product has been developed, and I think Transpac is the company who has taken it from IIT, and they have now made it, and it is going to be tested. Somewhere I think I heard they made one testing in MGM hospital, and one testing probably in Sion hospital. They're planning to do all the testing for cerebral palsy children. So
very interesting, very interesting. So sir, I would like to conclude with one last question, which is more towards designers like us who work in organizations. So at what stage should design organizations consider ergonomics on priority given the infrastructure of India currently?
I think the question of priority doesn't come at all. I don't use that word. Now, why when you are eating on the eating table, do you think that your eating is complete without drinking water?
No.
No,
Yeah.
So how can you say the priority of ergonomics? No, it must be there. If you are going to design something, it has to be there because you are going to design for the people to use it.
Yeah, no, but it involves a lot more user research also. It involves a lot more customization to products. So given the price context and meeting in certain budget timelines, still I understand it's very important, but any thoughts from you to how important it is? For example, a person sitting in a shop,
correct,
on his gala daily, he sits on a long chair,
correct,
and just leaving his legs hanging.
Correct.
So how critical it is for him, or for example, IT people who just sit on the computers for 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours sometimes. So how sensitive they should be, how sensitive the interior designer should be to design products like that.
Yeah.
So any thoughts on that?
See, now it is coming all these domain people.
I'll just give a better articulation where because I did one interview with Rajat Kapoor.
Okay.
And I said, why is art important? So he said, let's have roti, kapda, makan, and then think about art, right?
Okay.
Because these are basic things to survive.
Correct.
Similarly, design has certain things to survive. And then my perception was ergonomics comes in like an advanced feature. But from your today's talk, it's very evident that it's a very integral part of it.
Correct.
So now, how do we sensitize people about it?
See, the ultimately thing is roti kapra makan, definitely. But if I can produce that roti, same roti, where by the tool you are using, same tool, a little bit better, then I can have more productivity in the long run. Isn't it?
Correct.
I'm not asking you any extra money or anything. I'm just asking you, when you are designing it, you just see the gesture of the hand and can I change the handle angle little bit with the same price so that it becomes much better to use and the user should not have problem with the wrist or anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, I understand, because we worked with the bamboo craft people. Professor Rao is there in IDC, who is pioneer in bamboo craft. And I had couple of talks there to the bamboo artisans. Question that came same, that was the same question, how ergonomics is important. No, how it is helping, should it be the bread and butter first and then ergonomics or not? My question is, no, it has to start right from bread and butter. So that you can sustain your bread and butter for longer period with less body injury, more well-being, better well-being, and that's what is necessary. Safety is one of the essential component in the design process. If I can give you a better safe design, that is definitely in the same price I can give you. Why not? Why I cannot give you? Okay.
Yeah, it's quite possible, but it just like people need to be.
See, it is more like a mental block. Oh, ergonomics, it might be costing high, and it is more like secondary features. That's not. Okay. If you are going to use the product, anyway you are going to use that product. But why you cannot make the same product little compatible to your body system? A little change in the design will make the product much easier to use it.
Yeah.
In the same cost. Rather, ergonomics many point reduces the cost indirectly.
Correct. Yeah.
It reduces. Long-term cost it reduces.
Yeah. And even if it involves a bit of investment or time investment also, then still it's worth it because the longevity increases
much
of the user also and of the product also, I believe.
Obviously, it reduces drastically the accident rate in the industry.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, what you will do? You don't want as an industrial manager to reduce your accident rate?
Yeah.
You have to do that, no?
Yes.
So that's why you apply ergonomics and reduce the accident rate so that your people are happy with you and they can give you the better output.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
Okay.
So I think, this is a good note to end this. Obviously, there's a lot more to talk about.
But I would suggest that now lots of new design schools are coming up in India.
Yeah.
And I am sure they will look at it that way, the design.
Yeah.
Design is not just the styling or manufacturing or understanding the materials and all. Starting of the design is the user for whom you are going to design it. And that means ergonomics is the integral part of you. So if you are going to open up a design school, you must think about these are the integral disciplines you have to have, and ergonomics or human factors people must be there in your design team who can give the limitations of your users, and based on that the design should be developed.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. It's eye-opening because the more I'm doing these GYAN sessions, the more I'm learning about design as well, right from user research to now ergonomics is something which I will personally be sensitive to. So it was wonderful talking to you, sir. Thank you once again for giving us your time. And
thanks a lot. Okay. So, really enjoyed.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it from today's GYAN session. Thank you.
And that's it from today's GYAN session. Catch us on iTunes, Saavn, Stitcher or any podcasting app you use. Do rate us on iTunes and follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned for more GYAN on Audiogyan.com. Till then, bye.